Good morning and welcome to the Frontiers of Knowledge section of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We have always been thinking that the medical sciences has taken such a lead that we know everything about our body. But nothing can be farther from the truth. Every day we see the new developments, and not only for the treatment, but new discoveries about our own body. And I was amazed that just 3 days back, the Garvan Institute of Medical Research in Australia came up with a startling discovery. They discovered a brand new microorgan in human immune system. This shows that the mysteries of the human body are still not fully revealed to us. And this discovery, the first discovery of its kind in over a century, has put the scientists on a path of developing more effective vaccines for the treatment of our diseases. Now, the vaccine has shown that once the body has encountered a specific type of infection, it develops within itself antibodies to face that problem later on. And this new research shows that this microorgan is the key to the body's immune system. It is the memory of the immune system. And it was never known. And when the scientists discovered this very thin, flat surface on the top of the immune system's lymph nodes, they simply were astonished. They are the biological headquarters for planning a counterattack on infection. And this organ is essentially responsible for ensuring that our body is able to face attacks on the immune system and counter them. So this is like the defense headquarters, the Pentagon of the body. This tiny, thin surface on the lymph nodes of the immune system is one-stop shop for fighting all infections and fighting them quickly. And nothing could have been much more useful. This collection of the immune cells tells the immune system how to fight a particular infection. It makes them type 2 cells turn into plasma cells. Now this conversion is itself an amazing process, and it enables human beings not only to survive, but to survive after fighting. And that is what is important. So this discovery would have been a watershed, but for another new discovery in our human body. And that is, we have always been thinking that the skull covers the brain. And we have been taught all the time. As a matter of fact, now we have seen that there is no direct connection between skull and brain. Rather, there are small tunnels, secret tunnels, which are laid down in our body, connecting skull with the brain. This is a hidden passage we never knew existed. Tiny tunnels, invisible tunnels, and that is okay, but not knowing and the brain surgery having advanced so much was amazing. These tiny channels connect skull bone marrow to the lining of the brain. And in case these tunnels are injured, then the bone marrow cannot be transferred to the lining of the brain, and the immune cells will not be able to operate in the brain in event of any damage. So while that micro organ is important, the passage of the microorgans B cells to fight the infection is equally important. Now, these tunnels were uncovered when a team of researchers wanted to find out whether the immune cells delivered to the brain following a stroke or meningitis originated from the skull or from the two large bones in the body, in chin, especially the tibia. The immune cells they were followed were, as a matter of fact, now you can term them as first responders in case of an earthquake, a flood, or any disaster. The first responders are the most important. So these are the first responders, and these tiny tunnels are the highway for the immune cells to travel to help you recover. So these two discoveries of our human body are necessarily a watershed in ensuring that the immune system works effectively and is able to face all the problems. Normally what happens, and I saw it during my own illness, that the human body has a great capacity to fight. Medicine is just a catalytic agent, but the body, empowered by the will, and the will originates from the mind, not the heart. And the mind and the brain have interconnectivity. Mind is more amorphous. And the discovery of these two new organs enables the mind to become more strengthened in the sense that it's aware that here are the organs that I should operate on. The people who master their mind are able to operate these organs unconsciously. But now the doctors would be able to operate not on the operation theater, but on the human body, operate the human body immune cells, not operate on, but operate D. And these human cells, immune cells, basically would be able to fight the disease that we are likely to fall victim to. Now, well, the human body has been a marvel of secrecy. And slowly and steadily we are finding out the secrets. There's another thing which we are facing, and that is the pollution and a concern for environment. I was amazed that a Danish company has been very much involved in cleaning up the oceans, and today the biggest problem is cleaning up the oceans. Millions of tons of garbage is there in the oceans, which is destroying the marine life. So they have developed a genius, and this genius is a floating drone. This drone is modeled on whale. The whale model is able to gobble up all the trash, and it can eat up to 200 liters of trash in one trip. So it's very important near beaches where the people go and throw the garbage, and the drone can be floating and then pick up the garbage and gobble it up. They call it water shark. And it is, as I said, modeled on the whale shark, which is the largest fish in the filter. It's a filter feeder, meaning it gobbles up the same way shark gobbles up the plankton. So the prey is sucked into the long mouth of this drone, and in this way it is identical to the ocean predator. As a matter of fact, it has got an enormous mouth. Very silently, very quietly, it skims the water, tracks down the garbage itself, and keeps it in the belly. It is capable of swimming for 16 hours. It has a scanner, and it looks around, sound, sight, collects data to send back to the central command. And not only does it gobble up the garbage in the ocean, but it also tests the water for pH level, conductivity, ammonia, chloride, nitrate, and salinity. Barely a waterborne, water-floating computer, as well as an eliminator of the garbage. But then it's not only the oceans which are having a problem. Our cities are equally suffering from that, and I was amazed that the Dutch again have come up with very innovative concepts. Can you imagine cycling on a road made from the used toilet paper? Dutch are very fond of cycling. You are aware of that. So they are doing that. What they have done is they are turning toilet paper into asphalt. They use around the Dutch alone 180,000 tons of toilet paper every year. And 2 Dutch companies have developed the technology to turn that waste into road building material. Already they have built in a test in the lab 1 kilometer stretch of bike, and it works excellently. You know, cellulose is the main ingredient in the toilet paper, and this plant-based fiber has many other industrial uses. Normally what we do is we flush it, and when the toilet paper is flushed to the waste treatment, it's filtered out, cleaned, sterilized. The end result is a very fluffy material or a pellet which can be used in the road building material asphalt. But it's not only that, as I said, it can be used for bioplastics and building material. Much of the toilet paper in Netherlands is high quality, which means it's high in cellulose as a better end product. As a matter of fact, now, normally, it remains in the sludge and is burnt at that water treatment plant, but no, not any longer. It's a very cost-effective business model, and the company says that they are going to recover 400 kilograms of cellulose a day, making thereby not only roads which are less noisy, better for the vehicles, especially the bikes, and it's also a great use for the waste paper. So we have 2 new developments in the environment control, pollution control of and bettering the environment, and 2 new discoveries of the human body. That shows, as I wrote in my article the other day, that the people who have pessimistic views about this world are wrong. World is turning better. But what happens is that when a dog bites a man, it doesn't make news. But when a man bites a dog, it's a great news. And all the media is concerned with picking up news where only the man bites the dog and doesn't recover, the dog doesn't recover. So that sort of the news makes the headlines, and the people are worried. They think that the world is going from better to worse. As a matter of fact, it's the other way around. World is becoming better. We don't know how it's becoming better. We need to be aware by widening the frontiers of the knowledge And that's what we do here every Thursday. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.